We were born and the same and die the same as normal human beings, independent on one another. Interdependent on one another. Some people are able to act without status the first time they meet someone, and others take time to get comfortable and interact like a normal human being without status. If you lower your guard, remove the status, it's so much easier to connect with a person or even an animal in front of us. Welcome back to the Humble Healer podcast with Dr. Quang Lei, family medicine physician. Thank you for tuning in. And in this episode, we'll be talking about finding contentment and happiness in humor and humility. This is one of my episodes about the series on finding contentment and happiness in life, no matter what life gives you. You train yourself and live yourself using these life principles. It will help you and easier for you to reach contentment and inner peace. And that's what I'm trying to teach and show my patients and the community. So let's start with humility. In the past, I did talk about forgiveness and also gratitude, and also how to face heartbreaks without being broken, how to face hardship without being hard. And now to continue with our series, we'll talk about humility and humor as path to find contentment and happiness. Humor and humility both has the same root as humanity, humus, soil, Mother Earth, the lowly and sustaining Mother Earth. Humility, all without status, allow us to better connect with others. And I do have an episode in the future talking exclusively about connection in a concept called kinship, how connection with everyone around us or even animals around us help reduce anxiety and stress, burnout, and allow us to find fulfillment in our work, our home settings, and anywhere that we go. If we are mindful and make an effort to connect with anyone around us, we'll find contentment and happiness a lot easier. Think of yourself as just another human being, communicating to another human being and connecting with another human being. And you've heard of the expression, what a pompous prick, but no one has ever heard of what a humble prick. If you think of yourself as special, that will only contribute to self-isolation, loneliness, and anxiety. There's a story about when I was in the Dominican Republic doing a medical mission with my daughter, and we were there for a week. On Thursday, there was a physician, family physician coming from Minnesota. She came for about half of the trip, and she asked me why I was doing the trip. I said, and then she said, "How has it been so far?" And she said, "You must have found this very humbling for anyone." And I said this, and I'm still cringing when I think about what I told her. And she was really nice and lovely and did not react to it. But I said, "Well, this is the trip for my children, and I did want to teach them humility. I'm already humble enough." And every time I think about that, it's a very embarrassing moment. And, bragging about being humble, that's not very cool. So we were born and the same and die the same as normal human beings, independent on one another. Interdependent on one another. Some people are able to act without status the first time they meet someone, and others take time to get comfortable and interact like a normal human being without status. You can see that if you lower your guard, remove the status, it's so much easier to connect with a person or even an animal in front of us. Another Desmond Tutu joke is that he talked about how during one of the conference where all the bishops were meeting, and one of the trainee would inquiring about where he could find a great book on the subject of humility, and one of the bishops spoke up and said, "By the way, I do wrote the best book about humility. Formally, statuses are all very superficial. Do not think of yourself as superior to someone you are talking to. Arrogance is a confusion between our temporary roles and our fundamental identity. Things can change in this lifetime, or if you believe in next lifetime." You can see that how anyone in a great position, the higher the ladder you climb, the more humble you should get. Because when life could force changes that will break down that ladder that you climb up, and if you don't treat those that may be inferior to your positions well, then you will not find any company among them. Treat them well, no matter what where they are in the ladder of company hierarchy. Treat them with dignity and respect. True arrogance comes from insecurity and the constant fear of feeling like something smaller. Humility allows you to learn. Only fools know everything. Knowledge is like rainwater. Both start in low places, just like flowers, bloom first in the valley, but not on the hilltops. Here's a poem from one of the ancient Chinese philosophers. Nobility is rooted in humility. Loftiness is based on lowliness. Playing one's part in accordance with the universe is true humility. Let's move on to humor. And we mentioned, as I mentioned above, it's has the same origin as humility. Laughter is the best medicine. We say that all the time, but we don't seem to do it enough. I hang out with my girls now, three of them, because my eldest is in college now. Still hang out with her every month or two, but now I hang out with my three younger ones, ages 9 to 12, and I laugh at a lot of things when I hang out with them. Sometimes a little bit insensitive because they were frustrated by something and I laughed at it. In a way, I'm trying to teach them that try not to let these little minor annoyances in life ruin your day. It's not worth it. But sometimes they find it a little bit insensitive from daddy. And they said that they told me that I had a laughing problem. So I laugh about my laughing problem. I'm still trying to teach them that, life will happen. It will bring you a lot of minor setbacks. Prepare for it, accept them, prepare for them. And if possible, laugh them off and then move on. To be humorous and humble is to be human and help us connect with other humans. A sense of humility allows us to laugh at ourselves. So they are very connected, humility and humor, and remind us of our shared humanity. I remember this experience when I'm not good with names and I'm trying to be, but all my friends and co-workers and my wife, they knew that and they poke fun at me all the time about that. I went in to see a patient, an 80-year-old lovely woman, and we were chatting for about 20 minutes, connecting really well. And then after that, I started examining her and listened to her lungs. And I say, take a deep breath, Mary. And she was saying something with her mouth, moving, but I could not hear because I had a stethoscope in my ears. And then I say, take a deep breath, Mary. And she said something again. And then I listened again to her lungs. And then after it was done, I say, I'm sorry, were you saying something, Mary? She said, my name is Agnes. Desmond Tutu in the Book of Joy used humor to diffuse tensions at funerals of victims of the apartheid system to help avoid bloodshed, which the police standing not too far away. So in this case, he attributed humor to help saving lives, being able to have a gathering to honor those people that were the victims of this terrible system, but not get anyone else killed for showing anger. He always started with self-deprecating humor, and he also liked to tell the jokes about how God create human beings. He started out with putting clays in the oven, and he was really busy doing this and that. So the clay got burned and turned into cinders, and that's how black people were created. And then he said that the next batch of clay he put in, he got too anxious, so he removed the clay too soon after, and that's how white people were made. And it's lighthearted and poking fun at everybody, and I don't think nobody was offended. Humor can be a saving grace when it allows us to laugh at life, its cruelty and uncertainty. Teasing and making fun of people that you like is trust that your victims, quote unquote, knows that you do not demean or offend them with the humor. Come stand next to me and laugh at me together, and then we can laugh at you together. This allows us to recognize and laugh about our shared humanity, vulnerabilities, and frailties. Jokes are funny because they break our expectations. Learn to laugh at yourself is the easiest way to begin, and it starts with humility. When we can all laugh at ourselves and let others join in, it makes everything easier, including our ability to accept others and accept all that life will bring. So I hope that you find this short episode helpful about living your life with humility and humor can help bring contentment and happiness in your life. Be mindful, and with that, when you are trying to connect with a person in front of you, you will break down any tension when you start with a joke, especially about yourself. Remove your lower down your guard, remove your status, and start connecting. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and the bell notification and share with friends and family. Hopefully you'll find some topics helpful, and I've been able to refer a lot of my patients to the specific topics in my podcast. Take care and have a wonderful Sunday.